We're here at the Labadi Beach Hotel in Accra, Ghana, where top business and government leaders from across the West African region are meeting to discuss investment opportunities, challenges to the Ghanaian economy and opportunities as well. For some insight into what the issues are, I'm joined now by Theo Yartley. He's editor at Graphic Business. Theo, thank you so much for chatting to us.
You're welcome.
Well, you are obviously steeped and immersed in the Ghanaian economy and what the issues are. What's your sense of things?
For the past 2 years, we've been through a number of challenges, being that our there has been revenue drop, so we've been in quite a fix. Things have not gone very well for us. Our fiscal position has been bad. So, but now it looks like we are getting out of the wood. Things are getting better. We used to have issues with power. It's now better. Now it's improved. What it also means is that there are also opportunities. Our minister just spoke. Our trade minister just spoke about some of the opportunities available. He was very emphatic about intra-Africa trade. He believes that there are so many things, so many opportunities in Ghana that other investors can look at. He made mention of the fact that if you look at tourism, we are probably the only African country that has about 30 castles and forts built by the Europeans some many years ago that are still available, which investors can invest in. He also mentioned the fact that if you look at the power sector, now power has improved. So in terms of infrastructure, a lot can happen. And the fact that now the economic outlook is much better than previously, because we are now getting out of our issues of debt, high public debt and all that. So it means that there are a lot more opportunities. So he was really emphasizing on the opportunities available for investors. He said the challenge we have here is that our public servants are quite slow, and so there's a lot of bureaucracy, which he promised that he's in his ministry, he's working on it. So any opportunity that exists within his ministry is ready to help, is ready to talk to investors, is ready to offer support, is ready to hold their hands in terms of how to navigate their way in the Ghanaian economy and in the Ghanaian space. He spoke about that one too.
Is there a concern in Ghana about there being a lack of competition, that there perhaps is far too heavy a South African presence in either retail or banking, etc.?
It is not pronounced. It is not pronounced. Currently, you have SAB, Miller, Accra Brewing, you have Stanbic Bank, which are all industry leaders in their own industries. You have the ShopRite and all in our malls. You have other businesses too that some are in the mining areas. You have the gold fields and the rest. They've been very supportive of our economy. We have not really run into problems with them. We've not really run into problems with them. They've been very good operators. They've been very responsible corporate citizens. Pay their taxes. I think Goldfields is the highest taxpayer in Ghana, so that tells you the role it plays in the Ghanaian economy. Stanbic Bank is among the top tiers of the banking industry. So these are major players in our economy. So you cannot touch them. They are simply untouchable, and not in a negative sense, but they have been very supportive of the economy. That I must say.
What can you tell us about the employment picture?
Employment picture is not good. We don't have the statistics, official statistics. There's been a problem getting the statistics, but it's not good. It's not good because we have a number of universities. So every year, more than 60,000 graduates come out of the universities. And we have a population of about 25 million. We have very few, very big organizations. The biggest of our organizations not even employ 2,000, 3,000. And you cannot employ a lot. So we have a serious issue with, with unemployment. Because of that, the government, even this current government, we have the youth employment program. What it does is that it trains you, it gives them skills, then some capital is given to them so that they can start something on their own. There's also the YES program, which encourages, which supports young businesses, small businesses, micro businesses to also grow, because they can also, their potential for economic, their potential for job, they can also, employers, they can really employ a lot more people. But the issue, bottom line, is that we have serious issues with unemployment, because a number of graduates are coming out every year and there's no place for them to work.
And of course, without a skilled workforce, you can't actually drive an economic growth. It's interesting though, because you mentioned the high levels of investment which have been made into education in South Africa. I'm quite curious to hear your views. We have a problem at the moment with higher education and it being unaffordable for many people. How has Ghana gotten that right, that people are highly educated?
To start with, the minister made mention, which is true, that about 30% of the budget goes into education, which is true. What has happened is that along the social demographics, we have the high-end schools and we have the public schools and all that. What has happened is that those of the high-end they are able to get employment because of their backgrounds, and their parents will hold their hands and get them into those from the poor homes, from the humble backgrounds. It's difficult for them to break into the job market, because you need somebody to hold your hand, which is sometimes is not possible. You must be extremely good for you to be noticed by a potential employer. But basically, in terms of financing, what happens is that the private universities are more expensive and the public universities are less expensive, as pertains everywhere in the world. So for those who cannot afford, they go to the public universities. We have also done well in the sense that some of the public universities have sorted out their financing very well. So they are well resourced financially, so they are able to improve the standards. They've been able to maintain the standards. You talk about our premier university, which is the University of Ghana. That's the premier university. It's still admits the highest number of students. Standards are still very high, because when you go there, about 30% of the students are foreigners. So it tells you that we have been able to get a certain balance between public and private without compromising on the quality.